I mean, a spawn to that, Roddy, is your feud with Mr. T, and I always wondered, watching that feud, especially WrestleMania 2 and the build-up, I mean, legit, you guys didn't like each other, did you?
No, still to this day. Because the very first time I met him was like, we were in doing the first press conference in Rockefeller Center, and it's at the top, and of course I'm late, and the door's closed, and I open the door, and all these cameras go off, and on my right-hand side was Mr. T, then there was Hogan, then there was McMahon in a podium, and then there was Orndorff rather, and a chair with my name on it. And when I came in, Mr. T flexed his muscle, and he said, "Feel this." I'd never talked to the guy before. So I squeezed his head, and I said, "It's pretty soft." And I didn't know you weren't supposed to touch Mr. T. So what do you mean I'm not supposed to touch the guy? Then the arrogant attitude of, well, you know, I'm Mr. T. I'm the world's toughest bouncer. I know for a fact that the world's toughest bouncer competition he was in, they had to bust through a door and ring a bell at the end of it. Well, it's not called balsa wood. It's a different kind of wood, but it's a real flimsy wood that door's made out of. Anybody could bust through it. So you might be a great bouncer, the world's toughest bouncer, but you're in the league, and at that time, cream of the crop from professional wrestling, where MMA started with guys like Luthez and Judo Gene and etc. We called them hookers. So you're going to walk in the ring, Mr. T. One time I'm with Mr. T this is the killer for me. I was in the Palm, and I had to have dinner with him. And you know there's a drink called Crown Royal, and it comes in a purple bag.
Absolutely.
It's been a while, but I remember it. Someday we'll talk about that. So Mr. T pulls out this purple Crown Royal bag, and then he proceeds to pull out an unbelievable gold and jeweled goblet, and he puts it on the palm on the table, and he looks and he says, "If it's good enough for the Pope, it's good enough for Mr. T." And then he ordered a mimosa. I just wanted to backhand him right out of his chair. Are you serious? And then he did a couple of things where he got very angry at me. You know, I guess he wasn't used to being ripped apart in interviews. And I slapped him, pow, and he didn't know it was coming. So he did an interview via I was in New York, he was in Satellite. He was in L.A. And he came out in a kilt. And if you get a chance to check it out. And he comes out, and he's got a chicken. And he goes, I pity the piper. I pity the piper. He nothing but a chicken. And he's got the kilt on. And he's trying to make fun of me. And as he's sweating, and he's pulling this chicken because he's going to rip the head off, like he's going to rip the head off Roddy Piper. But this chicken was made at the Chicken Magic store, and it was one of them stretchy chickens. And the more he pulled, the more he sweated.
Oh, boy.
The harder I laughed. And finally, he put the chicken down and put his feet, like doing a deadlift, to pull the chicken up to break the head, and it slipped from under his feet and hit him in the face, going like, I'm howling. I don't have to do an interview when you're doing ones like that.
Wow.
But here's the thing. Mr. T, you're going to walk in, put a kilt on, and call me a chicken. That's your idea of coming into the most prestigious event in the history of our business at that time? That was your idea of doing the press for it? That's where he was coming from. There was no respect at all. So, okay, champ, let me show you no respect. You're going to have a long night. And if you watch the very first WrestleMania, careful here, Rod. I don't know that it matters anymore. There was all kinds of talk about it in the inner circle. And I said, keep it amateur. Don't let T throw a punch. He wanted to knock heads together. All that. Keep it amateur with T. Let the tag go to Hogan. He can carry the ball. You watch that match. It's exactly that.